With Americans stuck at home, snack food has become a valuable commodity for the pandemic-stressed consumer. Frito-Lay, a subsidiary of PepsiCo and one of the largest snack food makers, has seen sales surge. The company produces over 1,200 different snacks, including brands like Cheetos, Doritos, Lay's, Smart Food, and Ruffles. In early 2021, Frito-Lay North America announced 2020 fourth quarter net revenue of $5.4 billion, a 5% increase from a year earlier.
From a product perspective, variety seems to be very important. People are seeking more snacks. They're snacking 40% more right now than pre-pandemic.
The snacking industry, was kind of growing low to mid single digits, humming right along. And then the pandemic just gave it this explosive growth with the stay-at-home trends.
And it's not just Frito-Lay that is seeing a boom in its snack business. North American sales of savory snacks like chips, popcorn, and pretzels climbed to $56.9 billion in 2020, 11% more than 2019. In stressful times, people turn to snacking for comfort, and COVID-19 has transformed kitchens across the U.S. into giant vending machines. So has COVID-19 put an end to the shift to healthier snacks? Frito-Lay got its start in the midst of the Great Depression in 1932. For $100, Charles Elmer Doolin purchased a recipe, a handheld potato ricer, and over a dozen retail accounts from a corn chip manufacturer. Selling corn chips out of his car by day and cooking out of his mother's kitchen by night, Doolin soon expanded to the family's garage and later to the West Coast. He named the business the Frito Company. That same year, Herman Lay started a snack food delivery company in Nashville, Tennessee. By 1956, Lay had more than 1,000 employees and was the largest manufacturer of potato chips and snack foods in the U.S. The two men joined forces in 1961 to form the Frito-Lay Company and quickly made plans to expand even further. In 1965, Frito-Lay merged with Pepsi-Cola to form PepsiCo, combining the soft drink giant with a salty snack maker. The union made Lay's the first nationwide potato chip brand. By 2008, Frito-Lay had a 57% share of the U.S. potato chip market. The company kept busy churning out new recipes. In 1966, Frito-Lay launched Doritos tortilla chips. In 1981, the Tostitos brand, and in 1992, it added Flamin' Hot flavoring to the menu.
Well, this is in fact the number one product in spicy snacking, full stop, Flamin' Hot as a flavor.
And Americans were consuming snacks like never before. From the late 70s through the late 2000s, the number of people who had at least one snack a day in the U.S. surged from 59% to 90%, and the amount of snacks they consumed doubled. Frito-Lay relies on a mix of clever marketing schemes, social media influencers, and celebrities. In 2019, the company enlisted Chance the Rapper and the Backstreet Boys. A 2020 advert starred hip-hop artist Post Malone.
We have brands that are really about entertainment and actually enjoyment in the case of Doritos. And that's what we've leaned into. We want to make sure that we take a moment to remind people that it's great to smile and to have a little bit of levity in life.
And since the start of the pandemic, Frito-Lay has made moves out of the grocery store aisle as well. In May 2020, PepsiCo launched Snacks.com for consumers to purchase items directly from the company.
The beauty of this company, and certainly in a healthy category, is we own the value chain seed to shelf. And so I think, the backs of what this company was built on, from making product, moving product, selling product, owning that value chain seed to shelf allows for so much flexibility and agility that, not just in a pandemic, but over the last 10 years, has allowed us to be pretty nimble.
According to a 2020 study by Mondelez International, about 90% of adults surveyed said COVID-19 has enticed them to snack more. About 60% of people said snacking will be their new normal after the pandemic ends. That trend has added a boost to the bottom line of most of the biggest makers of snacks, including Hostess brands, Hershey, Kellogg Company, Mondelez International, Nestle, and of course Frito-Lay. Sales of snacks in North America reached $133 billion in 2020, 7% higher than a year earlier. With Americans turning to their kitchen pantries for relief, Hostess, the maker of Twinkies and Ding Dongs, saw net revenue surge 15% in 2020 to $1 billion, due in part to the strong performance of its Voortman cookies and Hostess brands.
in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. And you're exactly right. 90% brand awareness and consumers love us. Snacking trends and indulgent snacking, both in the morning and afternoon, were on trend before COVID. And it's just accelerated the in-home behavior.
Prior to the start of backyard barbecue season and summer camping trips, Hershey's saw a surge in the sale of milk chocolate packs used to make s'mores. Kellogg's North American Snacks division, which includes Pringles and Cheez-It, had organic growth of 3.3% in 2020 and sales of $4.4 billion. Mondelez International, maker of Oreo cookies and Ritz crackers, saw net revenue increase by 2.8% to $26.5 billion in 2020. With a drop in demand for impulse purchases at the checkout counter, Nestle, the maker of Kit Kat, saw weaker demand in its chocolate division offset by some momentum in the sale of baking products. But it may have been Frito-Lay that saw the biggest gains. With families stuck at home binging on Netflix and snacking on potato chips and popcorn, Frito-Lay North America had 2020 net revenue of $18 billion, 6.5% higher than a year earlier.
We really delivered strong growth in the fourth quarter. 5.7% was a terrific number. The snack food business grew 5.5%. The beverage business actually grew a little bit faster, about 6%.
Our big brand, our biggest brand like Lay's potato chips, continues to do very well. Tostitos is a brand that has probably accelerated more than most, and I think it's this nature of people having small gatherings. There's less big parties.
PepsiCo CEO Ramon Laguarta said in a fourth quarter 2020 earnings call that while its snacks business lost a slice of its high profit away from home sales, the category saw an increase in both at-home consumption and multi-pack snacks. The company also strengthened its place at the top of the savory snacks category with new product launches, including limited edition Lay's flavors like pimento cheese and New England lobster roll. According to a study published in the journal Obesity, while some people have spent the pandemic at home munching on fruits, vegetables, and healthy snacks, the majority of us were binging on a steady diet of chips, chocolate, and cookies.
So about a quarter of people say that their snacking has increased during the pandemic, but it's been really healthy snacking, whereas about almost 50% of people report an increase in unhealthy snacking.
Prior to the pandemic, U.S. adults on average received about 24% of their daily calories through snacks. 1 in 6 Americans was getting about 40% of their daily calories from snacks. So are those in-between meals causing Americans to put on more weight? According to one analyst, research looking into a direct link between obesity and snacking has so far come up with mixed results.
What is it that people are snacking on? If somebody is snacking on vegetables, it's unlikely to have an effect on their weight. But if somebody is consuming excess calories from sugar-sweetened beverages, from alcohol, from these savory snacks that tend to be very high in calories but low in nutrients, like chips and crackers and cookies, things like that, it could potentially contribute if done excessively over time.
Frito-Lay has faced its share of criticism. According to 2012 media reports, its widely popular Flamin' Hot Cheetos brand was banned from schools in California, New Mexico, and Illinois, citing nutritional concerns. A 1-ounce serving of Flamin' Hot Cheetos at the time had 160 calories, 11 grams of fat, and 10% of the day's recommended intake of sodium. Under pressure to do its part to help reverse trends in obesity and appeal to health-conscious consumers, in 2002, Frito-Lay began work to eliminate trans fats. In 2010, Frito-Lay's North American division said that about 50% of its products would be made with all-natural ingredients.
We've taken our core businesses and we've pivoted them into more permissible snacking spaces. So we've got a Simply line that is Lay's Simply, Tostitos Simply, that is healthier alternatives or cleaner ingredients in some cases, and people may want different choices. We've also, though, acquired companies like Bear Snacks or BFY with Popcorners, which, again, healthier alternatives to snacking, very high growth spaces.
In addition to its cheese-flavored popcorn line Smart Food and its multi-grain Sun Chips, in 2021, PepsiCo also announced a joint venture with Beyond Meat to produce snacks made from plant-based protein.
These are going to be delicious, they're going to be healthy, and they're going to be plant-based. That's all I'm ready to talk about right now.
Whatever form they take, analysts say healthy snacks will become an even bigger part of our diet as more Americans continue to move away from the traditional 3 meals a day.
During the pandemic, there was this gravitation toward comfort foods. Everyone has put on the, COVID 10 or 15 pounds, it seems like. And so, people not as concerned about eating healthy. But we think that, that starts to change in 2021 with the economy reopening gradually.